Welcome, welcome, welcome. We timed the thunderstorms today perfectly. Half hour ago it was raining and rumbling, so we had good luck with the weather. Today we're going to do a general sequence. We're not going to have any particular focus. We're just going to move, have some fun, feel what we're doing, enjoy it. All those good things on an early summer day. So let's get started. We're going to start with the back. So the easiest way to get started with the back is just to move the arms. Move the arms up, move the arms down. As the arms move up, the back is going to lengthen and curve like this. A nice, smooth, long, extended back. And as the arms drop, feel free to hunch over a little bit. Let the spine, the thoracic curve round a bit. Inhale and lift, long back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. For those of you accustomed to more traditional yoga, this is cat and cow. Here's cow. Here's cat. Inhale, lift, long back. Let the lower ribs lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Nice. Let's come back to the back again. We're going to do a little bit of back just to get things warmed up, loosened up a little bit. So, same sort of movement. We're going to lift the arms up. However, what we're going to do is we're going to bend the knees. So last time we weren't really paying much attention. There might have been a little bit of lift, a little bit of bend in the knees. What we're going to do is we're going to take the knees out so that they're about at the same level. If you were to drop a plumb line here from your knee, it would be out at the end of your toes. So a fairly nice little bend in the knees. And then inhale, lift. Exhale, flex forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward flex. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Your knees will stay floating in that same space directly above your toes. And you can experiment with a fairly shallow little forward flexion. And you can also experiment with a medium, a mama bear size forward flexion. And then you can also go for the big daddy bear forward flexion. Come down as far as your hamstrings will allow. Keep the back nice and long so that you don't lose the lumbar curve. And let's do one more. And release. All right. Let's take a look at your right shoulder. So right shoulder is going to be our focus here. We're going to bring it forward so that your right hand can come around and touch your left side of your body. And then we're going to bring the right shoulder back away from the rest of your body. So notice what kind of position we're in here. We've got a nice torso twist. We reverse that torso twist. Torso twist. Torso twist. Let's look at it from the side. So I'm facing towards the screen here, and then I'm facing away from the screen. So I'm doing 180-degree revolution with my shoulders. And here's the breath work. Inhale as you lift back. Exhale as you come forward. Inhale. Exhale. And let's go to the second side. Left shoulder comes forward. Bring that left arm around to the right side of the body. And then reverse. Bring the hand back behind you. Exhale as the arm comes forward. Inhale as the arm comes back. Exhale forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And release. All right, let's bring our attention to the feet. 3 points on each foot. Base of the big toe, base of the pinky, center of the heel. 3 points on each foot. Bring your hips, or bring your feet about hip width apart, and find those 3 points on each foot. And I want you to imagine, visualize a really strong magnet pulling each of your feet down into the ground. And feel the foot anchoring, really solidly connecting with the earth underneath your feet. And with that, take one foot, lift it back, and straighten out the foot so that your torso, your pelvis, and your torso rotate a little bit to the right. And come out. Anchor that right foot. Bring the left foot back. Lengthen that left foot. The pelvis is going to rotate left. Torso is going to follow the pelvis. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, as you do this, let your shoulders rotate a little past where your pelvis stops. So your pelvis is going to stop at about an angle like this. I'm going to let my shoulders rotate so that I'm facing this wall. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. Anchor the foot. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right, and release. Now, we were just working with the shoulders, and then we diverted to kind of get the lower half of things organized. We're going to bring the two of them together again. And so what we're going to do is the shoulder, the right shoulder and the right leg are going to move in the same direction. So they're both going to move back. And then they're both going to move forward. And the shoulder is going to do that same movement that we were doing like this. Right? So that the arm swings back and the torso rotates, the leg comes with it. And then as the arm comes around, the leg comes around too. So as the arm comes forward and comes across the body, the leg comes across too. You can put your toes down on the mat. Inhale, exhale. Bring your attention and focus on that anchor foot. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and release. So the better able you are to keep your attention, keep your focus on that anchor point on your foot, your planted foot, the better your balance will be. And that is a long-term kind of commitment to working on that kind of attention to detail. You can think of it as a meditative sort of practice. It is, but it's a lot of movement too, and especially in this sort of movement where the whole body is twisting in different ways simultaneously, it can sometimes be a challenge to keep that focus on the planted foot. So let's go to the second side. So my right foot is going to be my planted foot. Focus on anchoring that foot into the ground. And we're going to take the foot back and the arm back. And exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale. Let's do a few more. Try to keep your attention on that anchor foot. And release. All right, we're going to do a really, I was going to say dumb, but it's a subtle is a better word for it, movement. Let's do this. Bring your feet a little wide, not quite as wide as a typical mat width. And what we're going to focus on is how far to each side can we bring a hip, keeping the opposite foot on the ground. So bring that hip as far over as it'll go. Exhale back to center. Inhale to the other side. Exhale to center. Inhale to one side. Exhale to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more each side. Exhale. Exhale and release. So let's continue that same movement. What I'd like to add though is let's let the foot lift just a tiny bit off the mat. And I want you to notice what happens when that foot eventually lifts off the mat. What happens here in the supporting leg. So I'm going to shift to the right. Inhale as I shift to the right. And then at the very end, I'm going to lift that foot. Keep your attention on your anchor foot. Exhale, put your foot down, come back to center. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. As you do this movement, you want to make sure that you're keeping your attention on your anchor foot, shifting the hips as far to the side as they will go. And also try to keep the foot flat. You'll notice that the tendency is for the foot to roll to the outer edge. Try to keep the foot flat as you shift your hips side to side. And now, instead of bringing your foot out to the side, I'd like you to bring it back behind you. So hip to the side, bring that leg around. Exhale to center. Inhale to the other side. Bring that leg behind. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, on the next inhale, lift the arms. Your gaze is going to follow your hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. As you shift from side to side, keep that anchor foot. Keep it flat. Let your gaze follow your hands. Let your foot drift behind. Let's do one more each side. And release. Nice. So let's take a look at a kind of another spinal twist. We're going to do this from a standing position, and we're going to do it with alternate knees forward and back. So if I kind of show you in a 3/4 view here, what we're going to do is first of all come into a slight forward flexion. So a little bend in the knees, a very slight forward flexion. Notice the angle of my back. Lumbar curve remains a nice lumbar curve. We're not slouching over. We're keeping a nice long back. Same back position as you would have with your arms up. So nice long back, a slight forward flexion, and then we're going to push one knee forward and one knee back. So my left knee forward, right knee back. We're going to exhale back to center. Inhale, reverse that. Right knee forward, left knee back. Come back to center. And you can come up to vertical between them. So flex forward as the knees move, one forward, one back. As the knees come back to neutral, you come back to vertical. Reverse that. The other knee forward. There we go. The breath work here can be whatever you want it to be, truthfully. It doesn't really matter. I tend to inhale on the way up and exhale down. So exhale here, inhale up, exhale, inhale, but you could very easily reverse those and inhale on the way down, exhale up. So I want you to focus on those knees moving forward and back. The back leg is going to straighten as the front knee pushes forward and the back knee pushes back. So here my right knee is back. I've got a straight right leg. And likewise, left leg is straight here. Turn so you can look head on. Not that you're going to be able to see it all that well. Notice the pelvis shifting side to side. So the pelvis shifts left, shifts right, left, and right. What I'd like you to do now, as you continue this nice slow movement, nice and gentle, nice and smooth, is as you straighten that back knee, lift the back heel. Put the heel down when you come back to neutral. So as you straighten the knee, lift the heel. So in this case, my right leg, my right knee is back, lift the right heel, bring it back down. Lift the left heel, bring it back down. Shift back and forth. Let me shift back a little so you can see my feet a little better. And then we're going to change this around a little bit. Instead of simply lifting the heel, I want you to lift the heel and then lift the whole foot off the ground. Put it back down on the next breath. So here's an exhale, lift that foot. Inhale, put it down. Exhale. Inhale. Here's what it looks like from the side. And you can add a little bit of a torso twist. So the torso twists a little more deeply towards that lifted leg. So in this case, my right leg is lifting, twist towards that right leg. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's do one more each side. And release. All right. We're going to come down into table and we're going to take a look at a couple of movements there. We're going to start with a little bit of work on the hands, and then we're going to shift our attention to the triceps. So let's come down into table position. Let me check my microphone connection again. I've had some difficulties with it. Can you see my hands? No, you can't. How about there? That looks better. So we're going to come into table position. What I want you to do is to find 4 points on your hands. I want you to find the base of the thumb, base of the pointer, base of the pinky finger, and the heel of the palm. So those 4 points on each hand. And what we're going to do to start is we're going to balance the pressure on all 4 of those points. So start in a table position. I like a slightly long table, so my hands are a bit in front of my shoulders, not directly under them. You get less torquing on the wrists, and you can do more movements from this position than typical table where your hands are directly underneath, or your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. I like the wrists a little forward, probably about oh 6 to 9 inches forward of the shoulders. So let's find those 4 points on your palms and try to balance out all 4 points. And then I want you to bring a little more pressure to the base of the pointer finger. So a little more pressure there. The other three are still touching the mat, but there's more pressure on the base of the pointer. And then slowly shift your weight out so that the base of the pinky is supporting more weight. And then we're slowly going to roll back again so that there's more weight on the base of the pointer finger. And then roll back so that the base of the thumb is supporting more weight. And then we're going to roll out to the heel of the palm so that it is carrying more weight than the other 3 points. Then we're going to shift diagonally to the base of the pointer finger. And diagonally again to the heel of the palm. Then up to the base of the pinky. And then we're slowly going to roll between the base of the pointer and the base of the pinky. So on your next inhale, roll to the base of the pointer. On the exhale, roll to the base of the pinky. Inhale, pointer. Exhale, pinky. And now bring all 4 points into an even balance. And on your next exhale, we're going to rotate the elbows around and bring them down towards the mat. Not all the way, but almost all the way. Inhale back up. So the elbows are going to rotate so that the elbows come down, kind of looking like a sphinx, so that the forearms are parallel. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And these next couple of times we do this, I'd like you to focus on shoulders pushing wide. So the shoulders here pushing wide out to the side. Think as if they were able to push out. Shoulders push out nice and wide. So the elbows rotate and come down. Shoulders stay wide. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And release. So, you shake out your hands a little bit. They should be nice and lively at this point. We've certainly used some of the muscles in the forearms to balance out the weight in the hands, and so your hands should feel pretty lively right now, and a little bit of juice, a little bit of energy in the back of the arms and the triceps. What we're going to do next is shift into a movement where we're going to start in an elbow plank. So we'll start in an elbow plank and we'll move from there into a elbow dog. So we're going to lift the hips up, knees stay bent, And we're going to be balancing on our forearms. So forearms will be down into the mat. This is what it looks like. And in terms of where your hands are, I know some of you have a hard time, and I certainly have a hard time keeping my arms parallel to each other. I tend to bring my hands together like this when I'm doing elbow dog. So I'm going to bring my hands together. Shoulders are going to be, or elbows are going to be about shoulder width apart. And then we're going to come into elbow plank. And then from here, we're going to push and walk our feet a little bit forward so that the upper arms are vertical. And this is elbow dog. Keep that nice long back. Keep those knees bent a little bit and find your hamstrings and push back with your hamstrings. So back behind you, the hamstrings push back. And exhale and slowly bring your knees down. We're going to do another couple of those. What we're going to add though is we're going to rotate the body at the shoulder and bring the body forward and then come back again. So the vertical arm here is going to shift forward and come back to vertical. So this is what it looks like. Start with your elbows underneath your shoulders. Bring your hips up, knees bent, and then we're going to take the head forward, come back to vertical. Forward and vertical. The breath work here is exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. Let's do one more. Bring those knees down and release. Nice. We did two different movements focusing on the triceps. One of them somewhat easy. This last one somewhat challenging. So we're going to come back and do a little bit of work with a table position. And we're going to focus on lifting the hip. So one knee is going to be down into the ground. So in this case, my right leg, I start in a long table. I take one leg straight back and then I lift this hip. So this right hip gets lifted up towards the ceiling. Nice big lift, as high as you can. The arms stay straight. Tendency is to kind of let the opposite arm drop. Let me show you here. I'll exaggerate a little bit. So I take my right foot back and I lift my right hip. The tendency is to kind of let the left arm dip down like this so that you get a little better twist in the hips. However, what you're doing there is you're lessening the twist in the spine, and the alignment is really there so that the arms stay straight and the spinal twist ends at the shoulder. So it's pelvis rotates, the shoulders stay foundational, they don't move. So the twist happens from the spine up to the upper back. So let's focus on keeping both of those arms straight. And we'll start in table. So we're going to inhale and lift the leg back and then lift that hip. Notice that left arm of yours. Is it trying to bend or staying nice and straight? And then let's exhale, bring that knee down. Inhale, left knee goes straight, left hip lifts up towards the sky. Watch that right arm so that it does not dip down, exhale down. Inhale, right side, exhale. Inhale, left side, exhale. Inhale, right side, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and release. All right, we're going to move into another position from table. It acts similarly to what we were just doing in that the hip is lifted and the leg is extended. But instead of extending the leg straight back, so if I do a head-on view here, the previous position was like this, turn 3/4. So right leg back, lift that hip. So the leg in this position is directly in line with the torso. In the next position, what we're going to do is the foot comes across the body so that the right leg is on the left side of your mat. Notice where my foot is. Hip is lifted. We bring the knee back and down. So let's start in a table position. You can watch me for a second and then I'm going to shift to a side view. So left leg comes straight to the side and then we straighten that leg back and across the body so it ends up far on the right side. Let that hip lift. Keep both arms nice and stable, nice and straight. Exhale, come on out. Inhale, right knee up. Shoot that leg across. Let the right hip lift up towards the ceiling. Feel that long, long, long twist. Exhale, come on out. Inhale, left side. Hip lifts, leg comes across the body. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more each side. Feel that hip lift. Notice the action that's going on the supporting hip joint. And release. All right. Check my connection here. We're going to do one more movement from table. And it's a little bit complex. So let me go over some of the setup. So imagine that there's a mat laying this way. In fact, you know what? Let me shift this thing around so you can see it. Okay, so we now have a mat this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in a table position. And we're going to take our right knee and we're going to put it on the center line of the mat. So if you were to measure your mat, find the exact middle of that, put your right knee on that mat, on the line and down the middle of the mat. Your right foot is going to be off to the side. Come back to that table position. What we're going to do from this is we're going to lift the left side of the body. So the leg comes up. Here's my leg. Here's my arm. Leg and arm come up, and then the arm and the leg are going to move in opposite directions. So as the leg moves forward, the arm moves backwards. And as the leg moves back, the arm moves forward. And then we reverse. And the breath work here is inhale as you come up, exhale as you come down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Come back to neutral, everything straight. Come on out. All right, nice. Let's go to the second side and we'll go through that setup again. So here's my mat right here. It's kind of hard to see it on the screen, I think. Find a midline of the mat. We're going to put our left knee on the midline of the mat. Left foot is way over here off, in my case, off the edge of the left side of the mat. So left knee on the midline, left foot off the left edge of the mat. Come in, bring your hands down to table. And then we're going to lift the left or the right side of the body so that the hand is vertical. The back leg, here's the back leg, is straight in line with the torso. And then we reverse. The leg comes forward, the arm comes back. Reverse that. Arm forward, leg back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more. Notice what's going on in that left hip joint. Come back to center and release. Come on down to table. Take a couple of breaths here and just notice what you feel in your body right now. Where is the energy buzz? Where is the energy from that last movement? Now, where you feel it is highly dependent on the physiology in your own body. Where a lot of people feel it is right here in the hips. Since you've got a lot of movement going on that planted hip, if my left hip is planted and my right side is doing the movement, there's a lot of movement going on around that left hip joint, and this is a movement that really lights up the hips. So let's come into constructive rest pose. We're going to finish off. Let's see, how are we doing for time? We're going to finish off with a couple of nice, slow, easy, gentle movements, mainly targeting the really low torso area. So let's come into constructive rest pose. You'll be on your back and your feet will be flat on the ground, just like this. Can you see that okay? Yes. So bring your hands, interlace them together, and bring them behind your head. And notice what that does to your lumbar curve. That lifts the lumbar up. Since what we're doing here is we straighten out, we flatten out the thoracic curve a little bit, the lumbar tends to lift up a little bit, and we want to keep that lift because that tilts the pelvis a little bit farther forward. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bring the thighs vertical, both thighs vertical. And then on the next inhale, The right knee is going to move in towards my chest. The left knee is going to move away until the foot taps the ground. So there's an inhale. On the exhale, we reverse that. The right leg goes this way, left knee comes in. So here's inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So if your inhale and your exhale is somewhere around that also, the knee should take about 3 seconds to move from this towards the chest, towards this position. So 3 seconds for the knee to move in one direction. And if you'd like a little bit more spice in your movement here, as the foot comes down, so in this case, my right knee is going to be coming down towards the mat. Instead of just bringing it straight down, I'm going to bring it so that it comes across the body and actually taps the mat over near the left foot on the left side of the body. So instead of coming straight down, you reach over a little bit. So here's what it looks like. Here's an inhale. Here's an exhale. Here's an inhale. Exhale. So the foot, as it nears the mat, reaches across to the opposite side of the body. Let's do a couple more. And release. All right. As you relax and release, I want you to notice where the muscle heat is from that movement. Where do you feel the prana from that particular movement? And I'm going to shift around so you can see the alignment here a little bit better. The next movement we're going to do is going to be starting from constructive rest pose again. However, what we're going to do is we're going to move the knees individually side to side. So let's start in constructive rest pose. Again, you're going to interlace your fingers, bring them behind your head, and then we're going to start with the thighs vertical. And then from this position, we're going to exhale and we're going to let the right knee drop down towards the floor. The left knee pushes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, the left knee drops down to the floor. Right knee pushes, actively pushes up towards the ceiling. Inhale to center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. As you do this, I want you to notice the pelvis rocking back and forth. Let that leg drop down as far as it comfortably will go, while the other leg stays vertical and indeed pushes up towards the sky. Exhale, let the leg drop. Inhale, bring it back up. Let's do one more each side. And release. All right. I'd like you to find a comfortable position, seated if you like, laying down if you wish. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little breath work and a little relaxation and a little bit of body scan. So find yourself a comfortable position, and we're going to spend a little bit of time relaxing and feeling the relaxation. So once you're in a comfortable position, I want you to bring your attention first to your breath. And I want you to let your breath slow down so that the inhale is nice and slow, so that the exhale is nice and slow. And on each exhale, I'd like you to pick a particular part of the body and let it relax. So you might start with your head and start with your temples. And on the first exhale, bring your attention to your temples. Exhale and let them relax. And then bring your attention to your jaws. Exhale, let them relax. And then continue shifting your attention down the body, perhaps next to your neck, maybe the base of the skull, tops of the shoulders, and slowly work your way down the body. Each exhale, bringing your attention to a different point in the body and letting it relax. So we'll take about 5 minutes to let you relax and do the body scan on your own. I'd like you to take your next inhale, hold nice, long, slow one, and follow it with a long, slow exhale. And then let your breath go back to its usual groove. And just notice how your body feels. Hopefully, it feels both calm, relaxed, and lit up. So, when you're able, come on up to a seated position nice and slowly. And when you're up in the seated position, bring your hands together. A slight bow. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.